All right. So Karen, so last call, we went through setting up our calendar.
Yeah.
So you're asking like, how do I know if it's working? The best way to know is like click on your call link and make sure, like honestly, when I didn't like necessarily trust the process with Calendly because I was like, I don't want to get double booked here. I would always just click on my link and is it showing me available? If it is, and I'm not supposed to be, what have I done?
Okay.
Right. And if it's not, if it went from showing me available to not, because it's supposed to pick, it's not that it like, updates every 5 minutes or something. Like it's an immediate, when you click, like you have to if you have it open, you have to redo it. Right. But every time it logs on to that link, it's checking your calendar at that moment.
Okay. Yeah, I tried it. I used Doug's phone and booked a call through him and it worked.
Yep.
But what I'm just wondering is like I've updated my out not Outlook calendar, but my Google calendar,
Yep.
but that doesn't populate into Candlely. It's the other way around, right?
Yeah, so
Like,
Calendly picks it up
oh,
from Google,
yeah,
right? So if you
okay.
update Google, the moment you click on your Calendly link,
Okay.
it'll pop
Hmm.
it up.
All right. More work to be done, I think. Okay.
Okay, so if you need help in our chat, just tag Anity and because this is the best part about it being a partnership, you guys, is you don't have to struggle through anything. Okay? Like it doesn't don't even waste any time being like, how do I get this done? Just we've already lined up the help to help you with whatever it is that you need. And Anity will get her done. Like
Okay.
right now, we're even working on like links for because we're setting it up with the sales call that they have qualifying questions. So, when you book a call with somebody and they'll have questions, they'll ask you certain questions, right? So, we're setting those up. Like you could even set those up. It's actually what I want to talk to you about today. You can even set those questions up so that when they book a call with you, what's on your radar, and it'll pop up right in your calendar the questions to
Okay.
the answers to the questions. So like the idea behind having these 15-30 minute calls weekly is so that we can hold them accountable, right? And like if they're feeling stuck, we between you guys and me, we're like an extra layer of awesomeness to make sure that they're still moving forward, right? And just so that they're heard, so that they feel heard, right? Like in study club, they get to feel heard, but there potentially could be 12 people on the call, 10 people on the call, right? So they might have 2 minutes to speak their aha moment and then they're out, right? Whereas these calls, the ones that they have with you, the ones that they have with me, these are where we get to like hear them out and keep moving them forward, right? So what are some questions? Do you know do you know what I mean by qualifying questions? Do you get what I'm saying?
I think I've already seen them because I tried to I was gonna try and test it and book myself, but I had to have gone through all the questions and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess up the system or anything.
Oh no, so yeah, no, initially they accidentally got put under, they're not there anymore.
Oh, they're
They're
not?
Oh,
Yeah, no.
okay.
When Anna D was adding them in, she goes, "You want them under the success advisor?" I was like, "No, salespeople." And they were like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay." Yeah, so
okay.
they
Oh,
got moved. They shouldn't be in yours
yeah.
anymore when you go to book
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Oh,
did a
I'll
test
do it
book and
again
there
then.
wasn't any questions. So,
okay.
I wanted to do like a test booking, but I didn't want to mess
Absolutely.
anything up on the
No.
system wise, so I
Yeah.
didn't. So I stopped when I saw the
No.
question.
Yeah. So I do want to add in questions um to help guide you, because when you get on, whether it's the onboarding call or like your weekly call links, you're going to be sending those out to them after as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to create a video for you to build out these questions in your Calendly account. But I'm just opening up Calendly right now. Okay. Back to home. Okay. Let me just share my screen. Share screen. Calendly. Here we go. Okay. So, I'm gonna have, it's under workflows, I think. No. Routing. No. You can tell they're doing lots of testing right now. Event types, integrations, availability, no. Admin center. I'm gonna have Anity's been doing this, so I'm gonna have her create a video for you guys. I'm not even gonna try to do it right now. But ultimately, when someone books, you have two different calls that you're offering, right? So we've got the success advisors. So here's your, okay, so Karen, you already have your weekly call, your 30-minute, and Karen, it looks like you've got two 30-minute meetings here.
Yeah, I had a 15, but I don't see it there.
The first
So-
one looks like it's 15 weekly call.
Oh, yeah,
Weekly call,
weekly, yeah,
15. So,
yeah, but I got two one-on-ones.
yeah, 30-minute meeting. This one's called Karen Weymouth. So let's just delete this one.
Okay. Yep, I
Okay.
probably did that before the success planner. I was
Yeah,
fooling around with it before we got to this point.
awesome. So, success check-in, 30-minute discovery call. And
You can delete that one. I don't, or would it delete on my
No.
end or? Okay.
it'll delete on your end too. I'm not going to delete any of the.
Okay.
Yeah. So, this is where, okay, so you have those. Okay, so here's where, you can go into each one. Becky, I'm just going to use yours as an example. So if you go in here, you can actually, do questions. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So right now,
Oh, okay,
so that's how you have to click on the actual event. Okay. So on your 15-minute event, like what are some questions that you think would be good to ask? And I'm going to use Becky's as an example. So currently right now we want their name and we want, so we're going to add a question here. Please share anything that would help us with this, which is great. But we want to, what else do you think we would want to ask them? What lesson they
On the-
currently are on?
Yeah, I'd want to know that for sure. What lesson
yeah,
are you
Oops.
currently on?
Lesson are you currently studying in OTA? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, because they get them with power of purpose, we're gonna not say with OTA.
yeah,
And we're gonna make it required, okay? And then, do we want it, they fill in a line, we can give them a drop down, like lessons 1 through 12. Do we just want them to fill in the blank?
Multiple lines, maybe one line or multiple lines, I guess.
Okay.
I was thinking one line, because they should be able to put lesson,
Yeah,
whatever.
either way, they can, if it's one line, it's one line, okay? So then it's done. So now see how, what other questions do you think you'd want to know each week when you're talking to them?
I'd like to know something about like, I don't know how to word it right, but something along the lines of like, is there any struggles coming up, or is there something that
How is your studies going, or how are you feeling about your studies?
Are you
this
feeling
week?
stuck in anything? Is there anything you're currently feeling stuck with?
something along those lines? Yeah. Like, is there something coming up for you that's you need specific help with, direction with? Yeah. That sounds like, yeah, like
Okay.
any pain point, any
Or
pain
help,
point.
or help me to
Anything,
understand where you're at this week, or,
um. Well, we want to draw out of them specifically asking if they're stuck with anything, because
Yeah.
that's what we want to identify in this call, right? Like
Right.
if they're feeling
Yeah.
stuck. Feeling stuck.
A couple of
What-
thoughts that come to my mind is like ask them to share a win. And
Yeah,
then
another,
Okay.
also, maybe instead of if they're stuck, but like, how
Yeah.
can what area can I provide you support in
yeah.
this week? Or
Instead of focusing on stuck, we should
Okay. Is
try
there
and
any,
focus on,
I was trying to like pull away the negative part of it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
how can I provide
What?
you support?
area can I provide you support in? Okay.
and then sharing a win.
Yeah,
is
I
a good
think-
one too.
Oops.
yeah.
I just clicked out of it. What did I just book?
Or what always is the awareness is what was your aha moment this week too, right? Or the win.
Yeah, I like them both. I'm
Yeah.
big on wins because eventually the more you do it, the more just it becomes a norm in your life.
That's
And I
right.
think that's a
Yeah.
really good thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask about that first. So see how I can just move it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I know. Cool, right? Um. Move that to the end. Actually, what lesson are you currently studying should be number one. Then
yeah,
aha moments, then where can I provide you support? Is there anything else I need to know?
Mhm.
that's perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So then if I save and close it, so now when I go to book Becky, so Becky, I'm just gonna book you. Oops. View live. I can't book through that. Okay, so now if I have here and I go, okay, next, test at hotmail.com. See how it's asking me the question?
Oh, questions are there.
Right.
Hey, you rock. Awesome. Great. So now, then I schedule the event, and now in Becky's, so now it's like, okay, I've scheduled myself with Becky. And now when Becky opens her calendar, when she clicks on that calendar link, Becky, if I made you co-host, would you be able to share it? Or even just screenshot it and like put it in our chat, just so they can
Yeah.
see what it would look like.
Yeah, it just came through, so I can do that.
Because then I'll open it up. So that's how, so now, all of those questions, what I want you to, this is what, okay, so those specific questions, wait a sec, I'm gonna grab those. Oops, wait a tick. Oh. Hang on, edit. No, I don't want to edit your, what am I clicking on here? There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put these questions in our group chat, okay?
Okay.
And then you guys can add them in. Does that sound good?
Mhm.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm doing that right now. While. Okay. There we go. So what are questions that you think you would want for the preliminary discovery call?
Is that something that's already included in their sales page? Would it be kind of converted to us too, or no? Like their struggles or what they want to get out of this, like their goals, what they're wanting to change, all those kinds of things?
Yeah, I guess I'd want to know what brought them, like what brought them to OTA or Power of Purpose, or what, like, what is their goal, or what was their desire to come to this?
what
think-
inspired them to come?
Yeah,
Okay, so,
Yeah, because they'll get clarity on their goal when they go through the program, but
yeah,
maybe like what's their initial goal of the reason why they felt this was.
what's the reason they think they're getting started?
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what I'm
Like-
going to do,
Like something drew them to be part of this.
right? Um,
Cause some people might be pretty specific as to why they have come along, and others maybe not so much.
that's right. So here's the 45-minute onboarding. So I'm gonna edit it. I'm going to go into booking page options.
I
gonna
think we only get 40 minutes with our free Zoom.
I think it's 45, 40?
I think I
I
can double
think it
check
come
again.
up, yeah, I thought it come up the other day when I looked, it was 40.
40?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's identify. Okay, no. Add a question. Okay, so what inspired you to begin the one thought away journey? Yes?
Yeah,
Okay. What else?
now, because Power of Purpose is in there, so, okay, that
Yep.
works.
Yep. What else do we
Hmm.
want to know?
What's their expectations, or if they have any? I think most people these days have expectations, maybe, or
Do we want to use the word expectations or
Mm.
intentions?
intentions is better.
Yeah.
I'm just going to continuously give them crap if they use the word expectations throughout the program. So
Yeah, that was the
okay.
first word that come to my mind, but
No, for sure.
what do you hope to achieve, or what do you, it's not really achieve. What do you
Well,
hope
it's
to
probably going to
change?
be the same answer as what inspired you to begin the One Thought Away program. So we
Yeah.
want it to be different than that.
Hmm.
One thing that comes to my mind is like, this isn't the question yet, but in lines of like their availability and being able to hold themselves accountable to be able to do the work. And like if this is something they really want, and a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I have this paradigm of time and how I'm going to do this. And maybe just knowing up front if that's something that you're going to be providing some additional support in off the bat.
Okay. So what is your current, because I mean, these are all things that we want to know ahead of time so that we can discuss it with them on their onboarding call, right? So if you
Yeah.
think of the checklist and you go, okay, like we're going to be setting up, like what study club are you coming to? What are all the things? That would be an excellent question to find out initially. Because if they're just like, I don't have any time, it's like, okay, well, we're going to talk about that then.
Okay.
So like
Um,
asking how much time they want to invest in their studies weekly. No, no.
What is your current daily study allotment? Does that even make sense?
Um,
I feel like we have a goal of what everybody is studying each day, the
Yeah.
hour. And so I feel like if we put that in as a question of what you're available to, is like telling them there's some wiggle room with that, which then they're not
Mhm.
going to get the full amount of success that they're.
Right.
So I don't know if we want to like put that buffer in there or not, of like, no, you can only do it. You can do it just 3 days a week. It's okay.
What is your plan for? What is your plan or intention in participating in study club, or do you even have one? What does it look like?
As you want to remember, they would have had a call with Ollie the day before, which would have got them into the platform. So they've been in the platform and they see it, and they've gotten the very first email, which tells them what studying looks like. Like their emails already set out those intentions. And I have a video in the folder that outlines it as well.
So we don't want to duplicate then or replicate. We just,
But are we just asking them the question, like, how much of their time are they going to be investing weekly in order for
Or
this?
Or how have people held you accountable in the past? Or what is knowing you, like, because really that's the question, right? Is like, do we want to, we've already set the standard on how much time they're going to spend. So we can ask what's their intention around the time, or we could ask them,
or do they have any, maybe concerns, or there's likely a better word, concerns or worries, or
Hmm.
What about like what kind of support have you received in the past that has helped you stay accountable?
okay.
Is that something is that what you're trying to seek, is like,
Well,
how
so there's there's a question around accountability that we want to see what they've done up until now. Or we could even have like a drop down menu, like
Yeah.
with what are you most excited about? The accountability, the study club, we could do it that way too.
that's probably a better way, just to get their thoughts in that direction, because depending on how we word it, it could lead to multiple answers, right?
It could be
Right.
multiple answers,
Yeah,
probably all of it, but maybe. Like,
So,
Yeah.
um, um, probably
or the coaching part.
oops. Accountability. Oh, wow. You guys can see how crappy of a speller I am. There we go. Oh, what did I don't even know what I did wrong. Anyways, accountability. What else?
Coaching, is that what is that?
Like, mentorship?
yeah,
Yeah,
mentorship.
that's better.
Self-study. I don't know. Awareness, paradigm shifts, stuff like that.
Can they pick more than one option when they
Yep.
do that?
Shifting habits. Some of them don't use the word paradigm, so that's why I'm trying not to use the word paradigm.
Yeah.
They don't use it yet. They will once they're finished.
Oh, trust me, the first time you ever said the word paradigm, I'd never heard of it. I had to Google it because I'm like, I don't want to ask her what it means because I feel like I should know this.
So we'll just,
Yeah,
Like, oh, it's your paradigm. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I don't even know what that is. So I had to Google
There.
it. After you left.
we'll start educating them right from the questionnaire.
Mhm.
Include other option there. So what inspired you to be, what part of the journey are you most excited for? And then the check boxes. And then what else will help prepare for the meeting? Do you want me, should we ask if they're, well, I guess this number 3 would cover it, like if they're worried about anything?
That's what
Or-
I was trying to. Cause you, like, I just know for myself and maybe others, I was super excited and,
Uh-huh.
and happy, but there was this part going like, oh, what did I just sign up for?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
Are you feeling? I don't want to use the
Oh,
word
there's
worried.
anything negative in there.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
you need to, it needs to be positive.
Becky, get
Because
your
it-
thesaurus out.
Okay,
Your brain thesaurus.
oh, I was like, I
What
got a
about
massive
just
dictionary right there. I'm still very old fashioned.
Um,
what are your current feelings around starting this journey? Something along those lines?
one word to describe your current feeling or your
Yeah,
current.
that's,
Describes your.
Yeah, then we
current-
know where they're kind of standing.
Yeah, because if they're
Yeah.
like scared,
yeah,
Then we can dive into that more.
that's right.
yeah,
Okay. So as we go through, we can add questions. We can take them away. We can do whatever. And what's going to happen is that will prepare you for the like for your questions, like for
yeah,
your
and I think the amount we have, like, it looked to me like we have 4 or 5 in each one of those. I think those are enough, because you don't want to overwhelm them too much with too many,
that's
like,
right.
questions. Like,
Oh,
you know,
right.
So
Yeah.
how did that pop up? Was that
So
like an
this
email
is,
sent?
so Becky sent in the chat a
Yeah.
screenshot of her calendar. So that's what showed up in her calendar
Mm.
was,
Okay.
so it asked
Okay.
the questions and I put, hey, you rock, awesome, great. So these are my answers, right, to the questions.
Yeah.
So when you open up your calendar, it'll have like what they booked, my name, my email, when the event is, and then I would have answered those questions. So it'll help gear you up in preparation for, you can see where I'm at. You can kind of test the ground. So as you're doing these calls, this is where in the chat, if you're like, oh, I really wish I would have known how they felt about ... or whatever, this is where we can ask questions for them to have.
Hey, I
Mhm.
apologize. That was actually in the body of the email that I received.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my email, but then I did go into Calendly and the same stuff is listed in Calendly as well.
Okay, so we can always ask more questions or take away questions, or if you find one's like irrelevant, you're like, I actually don't need to know that. Let's not ask questions, just ask questions, right? But anything we can do to help you feel prepared is better.
I have a question. Is there going to be any kind of key components that would be valuable for us as success advisors to know that Ollie got out of his call when they first signed up? is anything like that going to be put in the CRM, do you think?
The CRM, yeah, so we're actually building out our own CRM, just
Mhm.
an update on that. So the CRM again is the client relationship management system. And it'll have all of their information in it, anything Ollie talked to them about, and I'll get you guys access to that. That should actually be done this week. Because honestly, the last 2 weeks, we've just been like investigating. There's so many CRMs out there, but they all seem to be like missing something. And I was like, there's got to be a way that we can just capture this information, not in a Google Doc, because that's not sustainable, but in a way that we can start automating things and emails and move people through a system and whatever. And so we just created our own. Imagine that. So Nathan is our tech guru, and he's done all that. So him and I are actually meeting tomorrow, and he's going to give me an update on that. So once I've kind of tested everything and it's the way I want it to be, then I'll give you guys access to it. And again, we can always add elements to it as well and get Ollie to fill in certain things. At the end of the day, though, Ollie needs to know what he needs to know. Like, he has certain pre-qualifying questions before his call with them because there's certain things he wants to know. And then once they move on to you, it's more, what do I need to know for this next step? Right?
So do we share all this information then with the whole within CRM?
Within the CRM, yeah. So we can actually take these questions and zap them over. When you hear me say the word zap, it's because we use a tool called Zapier, which basically when people fill in forms, it like zaps information over to one spot.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
It's like magic. So we can get the answers to these questions and even Ollie's questions zapped over to their file. And then and we can manually input stuff into the file as well. Yeah,
Nice.
because the idea is that we're all on the same page and we're not
Yeah.
like guessing, but at the same time, there's the journey's meant to be the journey, and the awareness that they had before they talk to Ollie is not the awareness they're going to have by the time they
Right.
talk to you, by the time they talk to me in 3 months from now when they book a call, right? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
want to be aware of that. Cool.
Good.
So that's what I wanted to give you guys updates on the CRM and fill in those questions with you guys. Is there anything else that you're needing as we ramp up to get this pod started?
I'm just gonna update my questions today now that we got it.
Yeah,
Beautiful. I put them
Yeah.
in the chat.
Mm.
Okay. Cool.
Good.
And so so I noticed on yours, Miranda, I feel like, that you actually have or is that a discovery call for your coaching business?
Like, yeah, that's what I had in there, but I can just change that name. Like,
No,
no.
it's fine.
So I should be adding like an onboarding call and then the
Yeah, so
15
you guys
minute
want to make sure under your profiles that you have your
success
onboarding
advisor.
call is already set up because it's set up under the Success Advisor
yeah,
like round robin, right? Where it goes Karen, Miranda, Becky, or whatever the order is, right? Like, or based on availability. So you already have that. You don't need another one of those. But you want to make sure that your 15-minute and 30-minute call links are set up. And then yeah, and then we'll have those standard questions that are in there. And if we want to add in more questions, we can do that as a group. Cool.
all right. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
That's good.
Awesome. All right. I'll see you guys in the chat.
All right.
That's good.
Do this.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.